This little short video here explaining a little bit about betting for some of you guys that don't really um, have any experience in it or whatnot and are just learning. First off, if you don't have a bookie, if you're just starting out, you obviously don't, go to mybookie.ag, click join right here, and then in the promo code, make sure you enter, you can see it right here, my friend Aldo as the code when you sign up, and that will give you a 110% sign up bonus for referral. So that means if you deposit $100, you get $110. They'll match anything. I only did $20. I wish I would have done more the first time, but they matched $20 100%. So I got $20 free. But at any rate, all right, so let's get started. I'll show you guys a little bit of what lines are, spread, money line, total, all that good stuff. So we'll go here to NCAA. Oh, that's live. We'll get into that some other time. All right, so real quick, here we have the, just as an example, we have the Notre Dame, Miami, Florida game. And you're going to have 3 selections, sometimes only 2. You'll have this one and this one, sometimes only 1, sometimes maybe even none. Depends on if the bet's off the board. I don't see any examples here. But the first one is a spread, as you can see here. Second one is money line, and the other one is total. That's where you bet over under for the total of the game. So the main thing that we usually deal with is spread and money line. Mostly spread bets, which means the spread for Notre Dame tonight is plus 3.5. So that means if you bet 3.5 plus 3.5 for Notre Dame, that means that they get 3.5 points added to their ending score of the game. So if they lose by 4, you're going to lose your bet. Okay. If they lose by 3, you're going to win your bet. So they can lose up to lose by up to 3, and you're going to win your bet. Okay. And then you're going to get a payout of negative 110, which means you, in order to win $110, you'd have to bet 100. And we'll get into that. That's kind of like a mathematical thing. It's easier to do it just by here. You can go over here, and what I usually do on plus, actually, we'll get into that here in a second. So that's a plus spread. The negative spread would be Miami of Florida, which is a negative 110. Which would mean they have to win the game by 4 in order for you to cash your ticket. So if you bet Miami, Florida, they've got to win by 4 in order for you to win. Okay. If they win by 3, you lose the bet. Okay. So that's how you bet that. Now money line is straight up. That's a straight up bet. That's betting who's going to win the game. So if you think Notre Dame's going to win the game, they're the underdog. You hit them at plus 145. That means you're going to get more money back than you bet because they aren't the favorite. If you bet Miami, Florida, and I'll show it here. I don't know why it's doing that. If you bet Miami, Florida, it's going to be negative 170. Okay, so here's the example here on the plus 170 and the plus 145 and plus 110 and all that good stuff. Here's an example. I'm going to show you all these examples here. So if we took Notre Dame straight up, all they got to do is win the game, and it pays. If you bet $10, you're going to get $14.50, okay? If you took the straight up Miami, Florida at negative 170, if you bet $10, you're only going to win $5.88. So what I like to do is I like to make sure that I'm at least over here winning a unit. Now a unit, here's another term that you guys need. A unit means usually whatever you bet at. And I use the same thing I use in DFS, 10% of my bankroll. So 10% of 200 would be a $20 unit. So for each unit, it's 20 bucks. So if you have a bet that says bet 1 unit on the suggestions that I've shared for you guys, like in the Discord, I'll bring that up, like the plays right here, where, well, that one doesn't show the units. All right, so right here, so 2.2 units to win 2. So if your unit's 10, that means you'd bet $22 to win $20, okay? So your units or whatever your unit is set at. Everybody's unit is going to be different. One person's unit is maybe five. One person's unit may be $1. One person's unit may be $100. It's all kind of plays into your bankroll and your bankroll management, and it kind of keeps you from losing your ass and getting ahead of yourself. So that is what a unit is. Okay, so usually what I do is I try to make sure I at least win a unit on a 1 unit bet, or if it's a 2 unit bet, I want to make sure I win 2 units. So if you want to make sure that you're winning a unit every time, it's over here. Okay, is one on the right. So if I want to make sure I'm winning a unit, I'm already winning a unit here on a straight up bet, so I'm going to bet a unit and win more than a unit. So my unit is 10 right now, for example. So down here, I want to win a unit